I'm in Mobile, Alabama right now at an apartment complex, and this is St. Augustine Grass. It's late in the afternoon, so the sun's kind of blaring in right now. But we're at the beginning of January, almost mid-January, and this St. Augustine Grass still has not gone dormant yet. And it might not go dormant. It just, every year is different here. It all depends on what the weather does. But at the time of making this video, we're having the coldest air so far in Mobile. Now, I live in central Alabama, around the Birmingham area, where we mostly have zoysia and Bermuda grass. So our grass has been dormant for a long time now. But here in South Alabama, we mostly have St. Augustine and centipede grasses. But it has stayed warm for a longer period of time this year, so this grass has not gone dormant. But like I mentioned, we have just had the coldest air of the year so far. We've finally gone below freezing here in South Alabama in Mobile. So this St. Augustine grass will probably go dormant pretty soon. If not fully dormant, it will turn a little brown. I've seen some brown spots walking around the apartments here. But it's just interesting to me that the state of Alabama has pretty much 3 different climate zones. In South Alabama on the Gulf Coast and up to Mobile, it's more of a tropical climate. It just stays super humid. Even in the wintertime, the humidity makes the cold air feel much colder than it really is. People from different parts of the country come down here to South Alabama in the wintertime, and they're surprised at how cold it really is, even though the temperature doesn't really show that it's that cold. But the humidity in the air combined with colder temperatures makes it feel super cold. In central Alabama, where I live near Birmingham, I would just consider that more normal Alabama temperatures. It does get very cold in the winters where the grass goes dormant. Like I mentioned, we have mostly Bermuda and zoysia grass around central Alabama. So as soon as we get our first frost and our first night below 32 degrees, that grass goes dormant, and it stays dormant all winter long. Now, if you travel to North Alabama, close to the Tennessee state line, you start seeing other types of grasses. There are some people around North Alabama that grow fescue in their yards. And of course, it stays green all winter long. So it's just interesting that even though we're in the state of Alabama in the South, there's still 3 different climates. So that's always been interesting to me from a grass perspective, seeing what can happen in those 3 different climates. Again, it's almost mid-January, and this St. Augustine grass is still super green. So I'm going to be interested to see if this grass will go dormant after these freezing temperatures that we've had, because it still warms up during the day. So I'll try to make another video and check back on this particular area here to see what this grass does here within the next couple of weeks. So I am back here in Mobile, Alabama at this apartment complex, checking on this St. Augustine grass here. So South Alabama, really the entire Gulf Coast, just had a major snowstorm. So this area here, the snow has just melted, but we had 8 inches of snow on this St. Augustine grass right here. Mobile was just covered. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, all had snow. So I just wanted to come down and check the status of this St. Augustine grass, which is not used to seeing snow. Okay, I'll throw the ball for you. Where's it at? So I just wanted to come take a look at this St. Augustine grass. The snow just melted. I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. Down here, sometimes St. Augustine goes dormant in the winters, just depending on the temperatures. Sometimes it doesn't. So it stayed below freezing for a couple of days and was covered in snow for 3 days. So I'm going to keep checking the status of this. It's already got a brown tint to it. It's not as green, obviously, as it was in the summer. But I'm going to keep checking back here. I'm coming back down here for Mardi Gras season as well, so I'm going to see what it looks like in February. We're still in January at the moment. But the grass blades are already turning brown. I'm curious if it's going to go completely dormant. So I'll check back with you here. You can actually still see the snow on the roofs up there on that other building, just to prove that Mobile did get snow. But anyway, I'll check back here in about 2 weeks, and we'll see if this stuff has gone dormant. Here we are in the shaded area of the apartment complex. As you see, we still have snow here in Mobile, Alabama. So this St. Augustine grass might have some winter injury since it was covered in snow for multiple days. We'll see what happens. It's definitely going to be slow to green up next spring, just because of the stunted growth from the freezing temperatures. But as a reminder, I live in central Alabama. We deal mostly with Bermuda and zoysia grass, and St. Augustine grass is just not used to seeing freezing temperatures. And as you can see here, just check out the color of that St. Augustine. It's usually very green. It's just brown. It's already starting to go dormant over here on this side. It's almost completely brown there. And here we are on Valentine's weekend, February 15th. We're back down here in Mobile enjoying some Mardi Gras parades, and I thought I would check the status of this St. Augustine grass again. So I'm just going to wrap this video up here. In conclusion, the soil temperatures here just stay too warm for this grass to go completely dormant. If you were to walk around this entire apartment area, you're going to see some brown grass. But here, a couple of weeks after the snowstorm, this grass is already starting to green back up. So just concluding this, the soil temperatures just simply do not stay cool enough for the grass to go completely dormant. So this St. Augustine grass here is just going to stay this color probably until spring hits, and then it's just going to green further back up. So this grass here never went dormant. So to answer your question, St. Augustine grass does go dormant, but it all depends on the region and the area that you're in. So I'm just checking out the roots of the grass here. Everything seems healthy, even after a snowstorm and staying below freezing for multiple days. This grass is going to do just fine. There might be some spots where there's going to be some winter injury maybe. It could be delayed in some extra shady spots when it's trying to come back out in the springtime. But overall, this St. Augustine grass is going to look great as soon as spring hits. I mean, it already looks great. Just check it out.